You are listening to the Primitive Intelligence Podcast, bonus episode number 6. Could it have been a Chupacabra? I'm your host, Kurt Zitzelman, and you might be wondering, did I miss something? Bonus episode number 6. If you're new to the Primitive Intelligence Podcast, I started doing something between seasons 5 and 6, where to fill the gap between seasons, I started with these shorter bonus episodes. They might only be 5 minutes, they might be 15 minutes. It depends on the story, the content. But they're really meant to fill the gap between seasons while I take a much needed break. So what I'm doing is I'm just making those bonus episodes kind of their own season that's spread out between seasons. So that's why we're now at bonus episode number 6. Today, though, we have a spine-chilling story, I guess, that takes us through the eerie back roads of Oklahoma. This story comes from a comment left by a YouTube viewer at Here to Review 8331 on episode 605, Dogmen, Skinwalkers, and a Demon Donkey of Bangladesh. I just love that title. This story of the Demon Donkey was fantastic. I've worked the story a little bit just to help it fill out the bonus episode, and then I've pulled some additional information about Chupacabra to see how this all matches up. But the core of this story does remain. Well, imagine this. It's late at night. You're on a long road trip with your aunt. Now, our commenter was just a freshman in college at the time, living out of state and staying with his aunt for the summer. They were driving through several states to reach his college in Oklahoma, navigating lots of dirt, back roads, and open fields of farmland. The night was pitch black, with only the car's headlights cutting through the darkness. As the miles rolled on, the landscape seemed endless, with a mixture of barren fields and thick, shadowy foliage. The air was heavy with silence of the countryside, interrupted only by the hum of the engine and the occasional call of a night bird. It was really late, and his aunt, the ever-cautious driver, asked him to stay awake to keep her company and to make sure she didn't nod off at the wheel. They were both wide awake, the tension of the drive keeping their senses sharp. As they approached a particularly dense stretch of trees and thick bushes on the far right side of the two-lane road, something caught their attention. The bushes shook violently, as if something massive was moving through them. Then, out of nowhere, something leapt in front of the car so quickly that they barely had time to react. The vehicle's bright headlights illuminated the creature for just a moment, but it was enough to leave a lasting impression. This thing was enormous, standing about 7 feet tall. Its build was unnervingly slender, almost skeletal, and its entire body was covered in coarse, brown hair. It walked on two thin legs, and its long, skinny arms swayed at its side with an eerie grace. Now, the commenter says, "Before you think Bigfoot, let me stop you right there. This creature looked nothing like the burly, robust figures from legends. It was emaciated, its limbs resembling those of the aliens from War of the Worlds." Now, a wave of fear crashed over them as the creature darted into the dense thicket on the other side of the road. His aunt swerved the car slightly, her hands white-knuckled on the steering wheel. They both looked at each other, eyes wide with shock and confusion, asked if the other had seen it too. They had. The rest of the ride was uneventful, but their minds were racing, trying to piece together what they had witnessed. Was it an animal, a figment of their imaginations? They finally concluded it might have been a Chupacabra, the legendary creature known for its eerie, otherworldly appearance, but honestly, they weren't sure if they would ever really know. So that's the story as I got it in the comment, but let's take a look at the Chupacabra legend and see if this matches. So first of all, what is a Chupacabra? Its legend began relatively recently compared to other mythical creatures. The first reported sightings date back to the mid-1990s in Puerto Rico. A series of livestock killings left behind dead animals, most notably goats, drained of their blood. Witnesses claim to have seen a strange creature lurking around the farms. This sparked widespread fear and fascination, and the legend of the Chupacabra was born. There's two primary versions of Chupacabra. since these initial sightings back in the mid-90s. You've got the initial Puerto Rican Chupacabra. This version is often described as reptilian, stands about 3 to 4 feet tall, covered in scales, and a row of spines reaching from the neck to the base of the tail. The creature is said to have large, glowing red eyes, fangs, and a forked tongue. Its appearance almost alien-like, contributing to theories that this could be extraterrestrial in origin. The second version is the North American Chupacabra. In the early 2000s, sightings of the Chupacabra spread to North America, particularly the southwestern United States. Here, the creature is often described differently. It resembles a hairless dog or canine with severe mange. This version of Chupacabra is more quadrupedal, with a gaunt appearance, pronounced eye sockets, and generally a more mammalian look. The Chupacabra is primarily known for its method of attacking livestock. Unlike typical predators, which leave behind torn flesh and obvious signs of struggle, the Chupacabra is said to leave neat puncture wounds, usually 3, in a triangular pattern, through which it drains the animal's blood. This bizarre feeding habit adds to its eerie reputation. As for its habitat, the Chupacabra has been reported in various regions from the dense forests of Puerto Rico to arid deserts of the southwestern United States. The adaptability in the reports suggests that it could thrive in diverse environments, although these reports are often met with skepticism. Some of the theories to explain the existence of this creature are, as stated before, mange in canines. Some scientists believe that North American Chupacabra sightings can be attributed to coyotes or dogs suffering from the disease, which is mange is a skin disease that causes hair loss and can make animals appear gaunt and monstrous. There's the alien influence theory. Given the otherworldly description of the Puerto Rican Chupacabra, some enthusiasts speculated that it could be an extraterrestrial being, possibly left behind or intentionally released on Earth. And then there's the myth or misidentification. Some argue that the Chupacabra legend is a result of misidentification and cultural influences. The fear of livestock attacks combined with sensational media coverage may have turned ordinary predators into something more sinister in the public imagination. Now, the Chupacabra has embedded itself in popular culture, appearing in numerous TV shows, movies, and books, and has become a symbol of modern folklore, representing the blend of fear and fascination with the unknown. The creature's legend continues to thrive on the internet, where new sightings and theories are constantly shared and debated. This doesn't really fit with what our YouTube commenter said he saw. He saw something on 2 legs, covered in hair. It does match kind of the skinny, gaunt appearance, but not that mange, hairless, kind of ratty, matted fur kind of look. What else do you think this could be? My first thought goes to maybe windigo. Maybe it's just a skinny Bigfoot. Maybe it's a different kind of Bigfoot type being. Or maybe it was somebody in a ghillie suit playing a joke. Who knows? As the commenter says, we may never actually know. For something that happened for a moment at night in the backwoods of Oklahoma, answers are going to be scarce. That's the story for this episode. This bizarre, heart-pounding encounter on the backwoods of Oklahoma that left 2 people questioning what they had seen. Let me know what you think it was, a Bigfoot, Chupacabra, Wendigo, or something else entirely. You can contact the show at podcast@primitiveintelligence.com, or if you're watching this on YouTube or Rumble, you can leave a comment down below and let me know your thoughts. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review, and stay tuned for Season 7, which will be coming up shortly. That's going to do it for me for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Enjoy the rest of your week. See ya.